Hello, this is Troy Beans with 78freethrows.com. Why does love matter? When we think about love, it's kind of vague. Rob Bell, I think, said it best when he said, I love my wife and I love tacos. Vastly two different things. One's very, very important. The other is, well, it's nice for lunch, but it's not that important to us. So why does love matter? How does it matter to you? I'm going to give you 3 reasons today that show why love matters for you. The first one is love is kind. Okay? So, yeah, it's nice when people are kind to me, but how about when you go out of your way to be kind to someone else? In fact, you think about the people closest to you. I'm going to challenge you. Think about the way you treat them. And then go out of your way to be kind. Just for a couple of days. Really go out of your way. Now, I don't know if it'll change them. I don't know if they'll notice. They probably will. Maybe you're kind most of the time anyway. But it will change you. And I'll just tell you one of the things that I've been doing recently about being kind. That really, I love doing it. Feels good. It's changing me. And what I'm doing is this. I look at service people. Waiters, restaurants, those people that are waiting on me, taking care of me. Maybe I call into my bank and I'm talking to an operator, or maybe it's the cable company or internet company, or I'm working on a project with Kajabi and I'm doing a live chat. Those people are on the front lines of helping us. And yet, they're faceless people. We don't see them. We don't know them. And I can only imagine what kind of grief they get from time to time. And so I've made it a point to go out of my way to be kind to them. I'm on a live chat. I'll thank them. I'll really thank them. You really helped me today. Call them by name if I know their name. At a restaurant, I'm trying to tip a little more than I have in the past. And I'll write a note right on the receipt. Maybe something they said, something they did. Try and find something that I appreciated, and I write it down and let them know. I appreciate you doing this. Recently signed up with a new bank account with a brand new bank. And I've been really, really happy with this bank. In fact, I'll tell you what it is. It's Fifth Third Bank. I've never heard of them because I lived out west here in Ohio. And along the East Coast here, I guess there's a lot of Fifth Third banks. They've been wonderful. They have treated me with tremendous respect. And I like what happens so far with this bank. So I'm talking on the phone to an operator. I let her know. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your bank. So to be kind to someone, I challenge you to go out of your way to be kind to someone for over the next couple of days. It'll make you a different person. Almost overnight. Love is kind. Love does not, the second thing is love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Seriously, how often do we get the sense, or people even say, okay, you're going to go out of your way to love and you're just going to get walked on. Okay, it's a competitive world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And if you don't compete, people are going to run you over. And I get that. I really get that. But love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth, which means when you love, you can't just stand there and put up with evil. You're just not going to do it. Now, you're going to be polite and kind. But, if you can't do anything about the situation, you're going to get yourself out of it. Or you're going to be willing to confront someone who's cheated you. You're going to be willing to look someone in the eye and say, explain this action. A lot of times that just doesn't happen, and so evil wins. I just have to tell you a story. It happened 25 years ago. And to this day, I regret my actions. I really, really regret my actions. I was a very young teacher. It was in Colorado, and we would take kids up snowboarding, skiing, that type of thing. And been at the school for, I think, about 3 years. And one day, I'm up skiing, I'm a sponsor, so I'm skiing with a bunch of kids. And me and this couple of guys, we come down, and there was this big group of kids. And as I stopped, most of them had graduated. They no longer went to the school that I worked at. They were alumni. And so we stopped, hey, how's it going? Standing there, all of a sudden, one of the alumni girls started to pick on another alumni girl. I mean, started to say some really, really mean things. And the girl she was picking on, I'd actually had a very good relationship with that girl. I mean, she'd babysit my kids. She'd done a lot of good things for me. So it wasn't some girl I didn't really know. I knew her. Instantly tension. Instantly, ooh, this is ugly. This is evil. And I made a really bad choice right then. I'm like, these kids aren't my responsibility anymore. I don't teach them anymore. They don't go to my school anymore. I'm not responsible for this situation. And I turned to the couple kids I was with. I said, let's go. They said, yeah, let's get out of here. Boom, off we went. I don't know, very far down that slope. And immediately right down here inside, I'm going, man, should have done something. Shouldn't have just sat there and let that girl bully her and say such horrible things. I've had a lot of time to think about it over 25 years. What would I do different? Now, they weren't my responsibility. No, I don't want to be the big, heavy adult and go over there and chew somebody out. I don't think that would have been positive either. What I wish I would have done is I wish I would have skied over to the girl who was getting picked on. The girl who done a lot for me, to be quite honest with you. And I wish I would have just put my arm around her and told her how much I appreciated her. Maybe told her, you know what, you don't have to put up with this. Why don't you just ski out of here, get away from her. You don't need to sit here and listen to that. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. I'd give anything to have that moment back, because I let evil win that day. So love is kind. Love rejoices in the truth. And the third thing I want to talk about is love never fails. I don't know about you, but for years I would see that. I would think, okay, love never fails. The Bible says love never fails. And yet I've had multiple relationships of my own fail. I see people get divorced all the time. And you yourself, maybe you've seen your parents divorce, or maybe you've been through a divorce yourself, or maybe you've been through a really tough breakup. Maybe there was somebody you were just madly in love with. They walked away, or it just didn't work out, or it ended. So how can the Bible say love never fails? I'm going to tell you, love never fails. What happens is we as people stop loving. There's nothing wrong with love. We just stop the process. You know, a couple gets married and maybe they're in love, but in their marriage they get busy doing so many other things. They leave love behind. They stop being kind, patient. They start letting evil win. They don't stand up to it. They don't look for truth. They don't sure make truth happens. And they stop loving. Love never fails. It's we as people who stop loving others. Coming up here on February 1st, keep your eyes open. I'm going to be sending out a lot more information on this. But I'm going to be launching my course, How to Love Yourself Before You Love Someone Else. Keep your eyes open for that. I hope you have a fabulous week. And I hope that you allow God to create a miracle in you every single day. And with my vlog, I typically finish with that. I have been away for so long. I haven't been putting out a vlog. I haven't been doing much with my business at all for the last 6, 7, 8 months. And so, where have I been? What's been going on? For those of you who might be interested. My wife and I have moved to Ohio. My wife applied for a job here because our son lives here, and she got it. Very quickly, she had to be at work, packed up a few things, and off to Ohio she goes. I stay in Texas and packed up the house. That was a monumental job to pack up our entire house pretty much by myself. Happy to do it, get it all packed up. I was teaching. Finally, the day the movers came and they loaded all the stuff in, I got a Penske truck. Now, I don't know if any of you are going to move anytime soon. Just from my perspective, the Penske truck worked. If I was going to do it over again, I'd probably get a U-Haul. And here's why. Penske truck, the bed's way high. So you're a lot higher up. It's a lot more work getting up in it and out of it. U-Haul's much lower. And a U-Haul has air ride suspension. But anyway, I was teaching my course, Your Voice, Your Heart, Your Soul in Fort Worth. They literally loaded up my truck, got my car on a car hauler behind it, all kinds of stuff, drove that to Fort Worth, finished up my course, finished that night, jumped in that Penske and headed for Ohio. Now I had to stop and sleep a few times. I literally drove to Ohio, unloaded and turned around and drove back to Texas for a second load. Loaded that thing up, went in, closed on our house, selling our house, and turned around and drove back to Ohio. One of the things I will tell you, that empty truck driving from Ohio back to Texas, it's got that heavy-duty suspension and it's empty. I was bouncing all over the place. I love to snow ski. I felt like I was skiing moguls all the way to Texas. It was rough. It was really rough. And it was interesting. I turned in the truck to Penske and the guy said, wow, that's the most miles I've ever seen on one. I put over 3,000 miles in 6 days. It's quite a trip, but I tell you what, it was worth it. It was amazing. We love Ohio. Things are going well. Getting used to the cold. That's a little different. Got a new house here. The nice thing is in Texas, I had my office, and then to do any video or whatever, I'd have to run all the way upstairs to my studio. Here in this house, my studio is right here in the office. I can literally just look at my computer if I need to see something that I'm talking about. But it really is nice to have it. Really like my new studio here in Ohio. And finally, the last thing, there's probably some of you who only know me by what you see on my vlog. And you're like, I don't recognize this guy at all. In fact, I'm sure people who know me for years look at me and go, who is that? have a beard, my hair is getting crazy long, and there truly is a story. I'll tell you that, and I'll let you go. My wife and I have been married 31 years. And for years, I mean, ever since we were dating, my wife would see a man with really long hair. And not all of them, but some of them, she would just go on and on how much she loved that long hair. And she didn't really bug me about it, but sometimes, yeah, you should grow your hair long. And I would say, hey, I'm a basketball coach. We're respectable people. You can't have long hair. So anyway, a year ago, last March, just hit me one day. I said, you know what? Why not? I mean, I still have enough hair, I think, to have long hair. I don't know. Let's give this a whirl. So it's an experiment, to be quite honest with you. I do have a person here in Dayton who's fabulous with hair, and she has assured me that, yeah, we can make this work. You're going to have moments you're not going to like it, so yeah, or it's all over the place, but I'm going for what some people say, Jesus long hair. We shall see what happens. Again, I am so glad to be back on the vlog. A lot of things happening with 78 free throws. We are hitting the ground running. As I said, February 1st, the launching of our course, and there's going to be a lot more coming down the pipe as well. You have a wonderful day, and for those of you who have watched this all the way to the end, there should be some special bonus for that. But I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to helping you understand how to love in your life, how to let love transform you, how to let love change who you are. Truly is the most powerful force in the world. You have a fabulous day. We'll talk to you soon.